Guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Forrest Munden, and today I'm going to be talking about not why you shouldn't quit flight school, but rather to watch this video before you actually quit. I did this video already, it was about 6 minutes long, and I just rewatched it and I was like, I need to do this video again because I was talking way too quickly. I had like 200 milligrams of caffeine in my body. I had like just zins in and out all day long. Like, you know how it is, pre-check ride, like come on. Right? You're studying for 8 hours a day. And I was like, I'm talking too fast and I want to re-elaborate on some points and emphasize some other things. So first things first, I started out the last video by saying that you might need to, this might not be for you. Okay, maybe you don't have the aptitude, like the skill, right, required for this. Maybe you're peer pressured into this by friends or family. Maybe you're in this for the wrong reasons, okay? And that's fine, all right? I want you to be honest with yourself. You have to really ask yourself, is flight school worth the time? And is flight school worth the money for you? Okay, because you have a really short life. 80 years is not that long, and life is too short to spend time and money on things that you don't want to do. And you have to ask yourself, look deep down and ask yourself, is this what I can see myself doing for a very, very long time? I'm not going to say the rest of your life, but a long time. That requires some deep introspection and honesty, okay? Chances are this is for you, and you are on this path for a reason, and you deserve to be here, okay? And you're watching this video because you're currently at a point in your training where you feel like you're not making any gains anymore, okay? You feel like you haven't progressed. Maybe you're getting worse is a possibility. Your steep turns are getting worse. Your power off, your instrument approaches are getting worse, and you don't feel very good right now, and you want to quit. Let me tell you something, that your experience through flight school is going to feel like that the entire time. I wanted to quit 10 times over, but look, I started at day 0 just like you. I'm at day 860. I am 4 days away from a CFI check ride, and my growth and development looked a lot like this. And let me explain this to you. These are called learning plateaus. Okay, what a lot of people don't tell you is that these are right here, right, these plateaus. This is probably where you are, okay, so pay attention. These learning plateaus are very painful, okay? When you have almost you almost have periods of either non-learning or degradation in learning or degeneration in learning. You feel like you're getting worse, or you feel like you're not making any progress. And let me tell you right now, guys, this is where a lot of people quit, is at these plateaus and these downward slopes in learning. But I want you to pay attention to something here, is that once you get to a plateau and you feel like you're not learning anymore, or you feel like you're getting worse, I want you to put things into perspective. This is the mountain you just climbed, okay? And now you're here. But you made this much progress, and you started at day 0. You didn't know anything. You didn't know steep turns. You didn't know aerodynamics, right? You didn't know landings. But now you're kind of landing an aircraft, right? You're kind of doing instrument approaches, and you're making progress. You made progress. So take a second, look back and see how far you've come. I promise you, you've come from somewhere, you've come from a point of positive growth, and you hit a learning plateau. And the only reason why you're at a learning plateau is because you've made positive growth. So learning plateaus are almost like a gift. Now, what a lot of people don't tell you, and what a lot of people do tell you, I'll start with what they do to you. They tell you that after a learning plateau, it's all uphill from there. That's halfway true. I've often found out that after learning plateaus or during learning plateaus, my skill level will either go down or it will go up, okay? But no matter which direction it goes, right? Or no matter what happens after that plateau, if you stay disciplined and if you stay focused, you will go up in gains. If you take a deep breath, give yourself a little bit of grace, all right? You're human, you're learning something incredibly difficult, and understand that if you maintain discipline plus focus, these are words I'm going to emphasize, you will form an upward trajectory. And I want you to notice something right here. As you go through flight training, you go up in learning, you hit a plateau, maybe you'll go a little bit down, and then you go up, and then you go down, and then I would even argue to say that maybe you got sick and took a break, and then you just, didn't fly for 3 weeks, and then you go way down, and then you go back up. My point is I want you to look at the overall trajectory of this line. It is upwards, okay? If I draw a straight line through this, all right, it's upwards. You cannot expect, let's be honest, you cannot expect your training just to be like, yippee, I just started, and oh my God, I'm amazing. Everything is going perfectly. I am the best pilot in the world. This is so easy. Studying 8 hours a day doesn't bother me at all. Never seeing my family never bothers me at all. I am just great, and then you're out there. That's not what training looks like. What training looks like is more like this. And then notice how these oscillations get smaller. When you're a brand new pilot and you take a break for even like a week, you come back and you're like pretty much a brand new pilot over and over again, okay? Depending on what type of school you're at, Part 61, Sometimes you don't get a flight for weeks. You'll come back, you forgot everything. But over time, you get better, and now I'm at the point now where I can not fly for 3 weeks, and I'll come back, and it'll be like I never left at all. And I'm at 300 hours, okay? I'm at like 290. My point is that you are likely on an upward trajectory. You just don't feel it. You don't really see it because you're caught up in the moment of flight school, and that's the whole point of flight school, okay? Another thing that I want you to remember too, this is the last thing. I see a lot of passionate pilots out there. They're very passionate, right? And they're very motivated. That's great. Honestly, that makes a fantastic story. But in my observation with passion, right? So passion is like the students who were like, I wanted to be a pilot since I was a fetus. And when I was in my mother's womb, I heard an airplane once, and I just knew that I wanted to be or I was at an air show. I get those a lot. I was at an air show, and I saw F-22 fighter pilot, and I knew that I wanted to do that. Oh, great. Okay, fantastic. It's a very honorable story, very poetic. And then you have the very motivated pilots, right? They watch some inspirational YouTube videos, okay? Let me tell you something about passion and motivation. I'm not saying not to have these things. These things have their place. But what I am saying is that if your journey is fueled by passion and motivation, one or the other, this is a very weak fuel source. This is only going to get you so far because when you're at a learning plateau, okay, what do you think you need more of? Do you think you need more motivation and passion? Or do you think you need more discipline and focus? Let me give you an example of what that looks like. When you're at a learning plateau, you might need to, depending on why you're at that plateau, you need more discipline. You need less distractions. You are scrolling through your phone too much. Your brain is still wired for short-term gratification. You're watching way too many TikTok videos, Instagram reels, whatever. You're too distracted with video games and with drinking or partying. You are non-disciplined, okay? And with non-discipline comes non-focus. So my point is that when you get to the point that you're at now, understand that these plateaus are temporary and they lead to upward trajectory if you maintain discipline and focus. Okay? I cannot emphasize discipline and focus enough through flight school. This is something that's really not talked about a lot. Discipline and focus, it got me here. It got me at the top, okay? Passion and motivation, out the window. I don't give a shit about passion and motivation. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. Am I passionate about aviation? I'm passionate about aviation now because I'm disciplined in aviation and I'm focused. And because I'm disciplined and focused, I've developed a different form of passion rather than just a cute story about how you wanted to become a pilot, right? I'm motivated to finish flight school because I'm disciplined and focused. Discipline and focus is the basis for finishing flight school. Why am I saying that why am I making a video about flight school and not quitting flight school and talking about discipline and focus? Because chances are you need to, first of all, understand the upward trajectory, and second of all, understand that you might need to change your perspective on your flight training and just suck it up. Like, really suck it up. Like, You've chosen to be on this path. You've chosen to invest the time and the money into it. You might be feeling a little bit too sorry for yourself at the current moment. You might be throwing a little pity party. Been there, done that. Did it for the last 2.5 years. And you might need to change your perspective a little bit. You might be a little bit too distracted. You might be a little bit too non-focused. You might need to regain discipline in your life. Stop drinking. Stop partying. Go to the gym. Eat healthier. Study more. Set a regiment. And keep your eye on the prize, right? Whatever that prize is. And understand that discipline and focus isn't going to come overnight. It is going to be a muscle. And this muscle needs time to develop. And discipline and focus is a skill. Okay? But understand that what you're doing is difficult. And if flight school was easy, everyone and their mom would be flying an airplane right now. Okay? You're doing something, which is flying, that a tiny, minuscule amount of the population has done over the span of human history, which is flying an airplane, flying a craft, right? 0.000000000000001% of the population has ever been able to fly an airplane, okay? Be the commander of an airplane, PIC in our case. Guys, you're here for a reason, and I believe in you. And if you're watching this video, chances are you needed this, and you can do it, okay? And you'll get to this point at the top of your growth, and you'll look back and you'll realize the entire time it wasn't so bad. It was terrible. Good luck, guys.